हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, यूट्यूब चैनल सोशियो क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम इस वीडियो में इंग्लिश के मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं जो कि बीए थर्ड सेमेस्टर पीयू के लिए हैं। ये सिर्फ बीए के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हैं। इसके टोटल मार्क्स 45 हैं। टाइम 3 घंटे है। 5 मार्क्स की इंटरनल असेसमेंट कॉलेज की तरफ से लगाई जाएगी। इसके साथ ही संबंधित बाकी सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के वीडियो भी आपको यहीं पे मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस के मिल जाएंगे। सिलेबस भी यहीं पे, और बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स के आपको हिंदी, इंग्लिश और पंजाबी मीडियम तीनों मीडियम में मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस मिल जाएंगे। और कुछ के आपको लेक्चर्स भी मिल जाएंगे सोशियोलॉजी के जैसे। इसमें आपके पेपर में सबसे पहले है अटेम्प्ट ऑल क्वेश्चंस, अटेम्प्ट ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ ईच क्वेश्चंस टुगेदर। स्टूडेंट्स, ये मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस पिछले जो साल थे उनमें जो पेपर आए थे उसके अकॉर्डिंग बनाए गए हैं। कुछ क्वेश्चंस इसमें से आ सकते हैं, लेकिन ये कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि इसमें से ही आपका पेपर आना है। लेकिन आपको इससे बहुत हेल्प हो जाएगी कि इस तरह का पेपर आना है। कुछ क्वेश्चंस इसमें से आ भी सकते हैं क्योंकि कई क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं। तो इस तरह से आप अपने पेपर की तैयारी कर सकते हो। सबसे पहले आपका क्वेश्चन होगा रेफरेंस टू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट। ये 5 मार्क्स का होगा। इसमें ये लाइंस हैं जो आपकी पोइट्री में से होंगी। 4 आपकी पोइम्स सिलेबस में हैं, उसी में से ये लाइंस दी जाएंगी। सबसे पहले, वेयर आर द सॉन्ग्स ऑफ स्प्रिंग, ए वेयर आर दे, थिंक नॉट ऑफ देम दो हास्ट दाई म्यूजिक टू। एंड नेक्स्ट, टुमारो I shall sit at the table. When company comes, nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. And next, and sometimes like a gleaner, thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look, thou watchest the last oozing horse by us. Besides, they will see how beautiful am, and he ashamed I to America. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And next, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. And next, I to sing America, I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. And next is, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. I could not travel both and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down, one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. ये 2 आपको पार्ट्स इसके होंगे, जिसमें से एक आपने करना होगा, 5 मार्क्स का होगा। इसके बाद सेकंड क्वेश्चन आपका होगा आंसर एनी 5। 8 क्वेश्चंस आपको दिए जाएंगे, जिसमें से आपने 5 का आंसर देना होगा। शॉर्ट आंसर टाइप क्वेश्चंस हैं। इसका आंसर आपने 50 to 60 वर्ड्स में देना होगा, और 2 मार्क्स ईच है। 10 मार्क्स का ये पूरा होगा 5 क्वेश्चंस के आंसर। ये क्वेश्चंस इस तरह से हैं। इसमें काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस रिपीट हुए थे। एक्सप्लेन वास्ट कलेक्टिव मैडनेस, हाउ इज ऑटमन personified in the poem. And next, in the poem the road not taken, what do the roads symbolize. And next, what do the 2 roads symbolize. What does sing America mean. And then, what kind of people does money madness make of us according to the poet. And next, comment on the significance of the title of the poem I too. And next, what is the reason for the traveller choosing the less travelled path. And then, bring out the theme of Ode to Ottoman by Keats. And next, bring out the theme of the poem Ode to Ottoman. इसको इस तरह से मोल्ड भी किया जा सकता है। आपको जितनी आपकी पोइम्स हैं उस सभी के थीम्स कर लेने चाहिए, सेंट्रल आइडिया कर लेने चाहिए। एंड नेक्स्ट है, हाउ कैन द फियर वी फील व्हेन वी हैव नो मनी टर्न इनटू delirium. And next, how does Keats address Ottoman in the opening lines of the poem. And then, what is the central idea of the poem The Road Not Taken. and then explain vast collective madness. And next question, what kind of people does money madness make of us? And next, comment on the title I too. And next is, what are the activities of Atman described in the second stanza of the poem Ode to Atman? And then, what aspect of Atman is described in the first stanza? And next, in the poem The Road Not Taken, which option does the traveler choose? Why? Why does one road have the better claim? And next, how does money affect us according to the poem Money Madness? And next is explaining America is as in poem I too. And then give the significance of the title of the poem too. And next, how does the poet describe autumn as a season of fruitfulness and abundance? And next, what are the two options the traveler has? What is his dilemma? And next, why does money affect us the way it does? What kind of people does money madness make of us? And then, what does the traveler say and mean when he says that he will be telling this story ages and ages hence? And next, discuss the place that money should have in our lives. And then, how does the poem I too took a hit into the future? Has it been proved right in recent years? स्टूडेंट्स, ये पोइम में से थे आपके क्वेश्चंस, जिसमें से 8 क्वेश्चन आपको पूछे जाएंगे, 5 का आपने आंसर देना है। इन क्वेश्चंस को बहुत अच्छी तरह से प्रिपेयर कर लेना। इसके अलावा सभी पोइम्स के थीम और सेंट्रल आइडिया ज़रूर कर लेना। एंड नेक्स्ट है थर्ड क्वेश्चन, आंसर एनी 2। इसमें आपको 4 क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, जिसमें कि 2 का आंसर आपने देना होगा ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इन अबाउट 100 to 120 वर्ड्स ईच। 6 मार्क्स के ये होंगे 2 क्वेश्चंस, 3 मार्क्स का एक। ये क्वेश्चंस इस तरह से होंगे, ड्रॉ अ करेक्टर स्केच ऑफ मिस्टर कैलेडा इन द स्टोरी ऑफ मिस्टर नो ऑल। एंड नेक्स्ट, व्हाट डज अ फिल्म मेकर लर्न फ्रॉम पास्ट मास्टर्स? And then explain the significance of the title of the story Not Just Oranges. And then, how has advertising topped the world of nature? And next, what impression do you form of Mr. Kaleda in the story Mr. Know All? And then, how did Ray shoot his third film? And next, explain the significance of the title of the story Not Just Oranges. And then, how has advertising also toppled the world of nature? And then, Not Just Oranges is an example of class consciousness and social divisions found in many societies justify this statement. And next, what is the narrator's mission in his speech in a talk on advertising? How does he propagate his mission? And then, discuss some of the challenges Ray took up in filmmaking. And then, discuss with examples the force with which the narrator propagates his mission in a talk on advertising. And then, what does the title of the story Not Just Oranges mean and signify? And then, how is beauty killed by greed in the world of advertising? And then, describe in your own words the bet and its result in the story Mr. Know All. And then, what is the difference between making new wave films and the conventional ones? सेक्शन बी है, जिसमें 4th क्वेश्चन में रीड द फॉलोइंग पैसेज एंड मेक नोट्स ऑन एनी वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग यूजिंग हेडिंग्स एंड सब हेडिंग्स। ये 4 मार्क्स का होगा। इसमें पैराग्राफ आपको दिया जाएगा, पैसेज होगा जिसके आपने नोट्स बनाने हैं, और 2 दिए जाएंगे, उसमें से 1 का आपने आंसर देना होगा। हेडिंग्स और सब हेडिंग्स नोट्स बनाते हुए आप इसमें देने हैं। ये इस तरह से हैं, रामसे वॉज इन द अमेरिकन कॉन्सुलर सर्विस and was stationed at Cobb. He was a great heavy fellow from the Middle West with loose fat under a tight skin, and he bulged out of his ready-made clothes. He was on his way back to resume his post, having been on a flying visit to New York to fetch his wife, who had been spending a year at home. Mrs. Ramsay was a very pretty little thing with pleasant manners and a sense of humor. The consular service is ill paid, and she was dressed always very simply, but she knew how to wear her clothes. She achieved an effect of quiet distinction I should not have paid any particular attention to her, but that she possessed a quality that may be common enough in women, but nowadays is not obvious in their demeanor. You could not look at her without being struck by her modesty. It shone in her like a flower on a coat. And next passage. A newspaper is usually owned by one or by a group of proprietors. They provide the capital and usually decide the policy of the paper, though they do not normally take part in the day-to-day running of it. This is the responsibility of the editor, whose job is to make sure that the paper comes out every day and that it contains the information that readers expect to find in it. He has a large staff to help him to do this. Of course, the actual news comes from two main sources: the paper's own reporters and the news agencies. Most papers subscribe to one or more agencies. That is, they pay a certain sum of money each year, and in return, they are allowed to make use of the news which the agency sends them every day. Naturally, they do not use all this news, they select from it what they need. And next is, a newspaper is usually owned by one or by a group of proprietors. They provide the capital and usually decide the policy of the paper, though they do not normally take part in the day-to-day running of it. This is the responsibility of the editor, whose job is to make sure that the paper comes out every day and that it contains the information that readers expect to find in it. स्टूडेंट्स, ये पैसेज है जो ये रिपीट हुआ है, ये पहले भी पेपर में आया, उसके बाद फिर दोबारा आया. इस तरह से ये पैराग्राफ आपके रिपीट हो सकते हैं. एंड नेक्स्ट, द मून looks big in the sky. This is because it is much closer to us than anything else in the sky. It is about 3,86,000 kilometers away in astronomy. This is a very short distance. The moon is our nearest neighbor. Suppose an aeroplane flew round the equator of our Earth 10 times. From the Earth to the moon is a shorter distance. Our next nearest neighbor is the planet Venus. Venus is our 41 million kilometers away. A second name for the moon is satellite, and so the moon is Earth's satellite. The Earth is a planet. Some planets have a number of satellites. In fact, there are only two planets without satellites. They are Mercury and Venus. And next passage is, I trust that I am offending every day very deeply. An artist has the privileges of the coat full. You know, I paint because I see with the seeing eye, and that familiarity never glazes. Advertising strikes me as it would a man from Mars, and as it undoubtedly appears to the angles. An occupation, the aim of which is subtle prevarication for gain, and the effect of which is the blighting of everything fair and pleasant in our time with the garish fungus of greed. If I have made all of you, or just one of you, repent of this career and determine to see decent work, I will not have breathed in vain today. And then, no filmmaker working in the advanced stage of the cinema's development can deny that he has learned from past masters or even present ones, but what one really absorbs from other filmmakers are the externals of techniques, the lighting of a particular close-up that sticks in the mind, the placing of the camera for a particular grouping, cutting back and forth from face to face in scene of dialogue. All these one may notice and store up at the back of one's mind, just as a writer would not a striking turn of phrase in another writer. But what one notes and admires particularly in a director is his attitude, the reflection of the man himself and his sympathies, that puts a distinctive stamp on his work, on his chosen theme, as well as on the manner of its unfolding. And next is, I did not like Mr. Calada. I not only shared a cabin with him and ate 3 meals a day at the same table, but I could not walk round the deck without his joining me. It was impossible to snub him. It never occurred to him that he was not wanted. He was certain that you were as glad to see him as he was to see you. In your own house, you might have kicked him downstairs and slammed the door in his face without the suspicion dawning on him that he was not a welcome visitor. He was a good mixer and in 3 days knew everyone on board. He ran everything. He managed the sweeps, conducted the auctions, collected money for prizes at the sports, got up court and golf matches, organized the concert, and arranged the fancy dress ball. He was everywhere and always. He was certainly the best hated man in A11. Want to buy the ship. We called him Mr. Know All, even to his face, took it as a compliment, but it was at meal times that he was most intolerable. For the better part of an hour, then he had us at his mercy. He was hearty, jovial, loquacious, and argumentative. He knew everything better than anybody else, and it was an affront to his overweening vanity that you should disagree with him. He would not drop a subject, however unimportant, till he had brought you round to his way of thinking. The possibility that he could be mistaken never occurred to him. He was the chap who knew. We sat at the doctor's table. Mr. Calada would certainly have had it all his own way, for the doctor was lazy and was frigidly indifferent, except for a man called Ramsay who sat there also. He was as dogmatic as Mr. Calada had resented bitterly the Levantines' cocksureness. The discussions they had were acrimonious and interminable. And next passage is, but the great evil of advertising is not that it is unproductive and wasteful. Were it so, it would be no worse than idleness. No advertising blasts everything that is good and beautiful in this land with a horrid spreading mildew. It has tarnished creation. What is sweet to any of you in this world? Love, nature, art, language, youth, behold them all yoked by advertising in the arms of commerce. Aurora Dawn, has any of you enough of an ear for English to realize what a crime against the language is that trade name? Aurora is the dawn. The redundancy should assail your ears like the shriek of a bad but you are so numbed by habit that it conveys no offense. So it is with all your barbarities. Shakespeare used the rhyming of double and bubble to create two immortal lines in Macbeth. You use it to help sell your nubable shampoo, and you have no slightest sense of doing anything wrong. Should someone tell you that language is the fire that lifts man above the animals and that you are smothering the flame is in mud, you would stare. You are staring. Let me tell you without images then that you are cheapening speech until it is ceasing to be an honest method of exchange, and that the people, not knowing that the English is in a radio commercial is meant to be a lie and the English is the president's speech which follows the truth, will in the end fall into a paralyzing skepticism in which all utterance will be disbelieved. Next, I did not like Mr. Calada. I not only shared a cabin with him and ate 3 meals a day at the same table, but I could not walk round the deck without his joining me. It was impossible to snub him. It never occurred to him that he was not wanted. He was certain that you were so glad to see him as he was to see you in your own house. You might have kicked him downstairs. He slammed the door in his face without the suspicion dawning on him that He was not a welcome visitor, he was a good mixer, and in 3 days knew everyone on board. He ran, he managed the sweeps, conducted the auctions, collected money for prizes at the sports, got up quite and golf matches, organized the concert, arranged the fancy dress ball. He was everywhere and always. He was certainly the best hated man in the ship. We called him Mr. Know All. Even on to his face, he took it as a compliment, but it was at meal times that he was most intolerable. For the better part of an hour, then he had us at his mercy. He was hearty, jovial, loquacious, and argumentative. He knew everything better than anybody else, and it was an affront to his overweening vanity that you should disagree with him. He would not drop a subject, however unimportant, till he had brought you round to his way of thinking. The possibility that he could be mistaken never occurred to him. He was the sap who knew. We sat at the doctor's table. Mr. Calada would certainly have had it all his own way, for the doctor was lazy and I was freely indifferent, except for a man called Ramsay who sat there also. He was as dogmatic as Mr. Calada and resented bitterly the 11th sureness. The discussions they had were acrimonious and interminable. And next is a shoemaker gives shoes for his um, bread well, a singer sings for the super well, a capitalist leads a large enterprise well, a pilot flies, a coal miner digs, a sailor moves things, a minister preaches, an author tells stories, a laundryman washes, an auto worker makes car, a painter makes pictures, a streetcar conductor moves people, a stenographer writes down words, a lumberjack saws, and a tailor sews the people with the victuals. Appreciate these services and cheerfully feed the performers. But what does an advertising man do? He induces human beings to want things they don't want. Now I will be deeply obliged if you will tell me by what links of logic anybody can be convinced that your activity, the creation of want, where want does not exist, is a useful one and should be rewarded with food. Doesn't it seem rather the worst sort of mischief, deserving to be starved into extinction? फिफ्थ क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट्स आपका होगा, अ कंप्लीट द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस यूजिंग द अप्रोप्रिएट नॉन फिनिट फॉर्म्स ऑफ वर्ब्स इन ब्रैकेट्स. ये 5 मार्क्स का है. इसमें ये सेंटेंसेस दिए जाएंगे, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स जैसे ये दिए गए हैं. आई एम डैश आ लेटर, राइट साइड में लिखा है, इसमें आपने चेंज करके यहाँ लिखना है. सेकंड, ही वॉज फॉन्ड ऑफ डैश रीड बुक्स. India is a dash developed country, and then give him a chair dash sit on, and the kite flew high dash by the wind lift. She can't bear dash separated and be, and dash gained truth keep truth have, and dash on the grass is forbidden walk. The late comes were dash fine. I love dash old movies see, and then this has nothing dash do with oranges. So I decided dash film this story. I found Mr. Calada's luggage dash lie there. I am not dash offend anybody. The little girl saw her dash weep. I am dash do my work. We hope dash see him back soon. We saw him dash leave the house. The coach made us dash run. He was fond of dash sleep. He words dash helped me a lot. Encouraged she went away dash at her niece joke laugh. And next, the kite flew high dash by the wind lift. And next, it is not easy dash an English language course book prepare, and then dash is an aerobic exercise jog. इसके बाद आपका क्वेश्चन होगा पंचुएशन का. पंचुएट द फॉलोइंग, ये 5 मार्क्स का होगा. ये पैराग्राफ को आपको दिया जाएगा जिसकी आपने पंचुएशन करनी है. ये इस तरह से है, इसको मैं रीड नहीं कर रही, ये यहाँ से आप देख सकते हो और इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो. ये 5 मार्क्स के हैं. ये आपको एक पैरा दिया जाएगा, उसको आपने करना है. इसके बाद आपका क्वेश्चन होगा डू एज डायरेक्टेड, जिसमें ग्रामर का ये पोर्शन है, 10 मार्क्स का ये होगा। ये इस तरह के आपके दिए जाएंगे। इसको जो लास्ट ईयर पेपर्स थे उसमें ऐसे ही आए थे और रिपीट भी होते हैं, इनको आप अच्छे से कर लेना। जैसे कि ये है, सबसे पहले यूज टू है, द माउंटेन इज़ वेरी हाई, एंड नेक्स्ट ही इज़ पुअर, ही इज़ ऑनेस्ट। कंपाउंड सेंटेंस बनाना है इसका। ही लेफ्ट नो प्लान अनटायर्ड, अफर्मेटिव बनाना है। आई सेड टू हिम वर्क हार्ड, चेंज द नरेशन। इट इज़ अ फुलिश स्टेटमेंट, चेंज द एक्सक्लेमेटरी, एंड इट माइट रेन, इट लुक्स लाइक दैट, यूज एज थ्रो। उषा इज़ as tall as Rekha, comparative degree. We must eat or we cannot live, change the to simple. Alas, he is no more, assertive sentence. I reached the station, the train left, use as soon as. इसके बाद है he is poor, he is honest, ये repeat है, and then he left no plan untired. Radha is as tall as Usha. Kolkata is the largest city in India. It is a foolish statement. इसमें आपने कंपाउंड टेंस है, ए पहले कंपाउंड का बनना है, बी का अफर्मेटिव है, सी का कंपैरेटिव डिग्री है, एंड देन फिर यूज़ कंपैरेटिव डिग्री करना है, फिर चेंज द एक्सक्लेमेटरी। ये इसके साथ साथ नहीं आया, ये आप इसको समझ लेना, इसके साथ है। एंड नेक्स्ट, आई रीच्ड द स्टेशन, द ट्रेन लेफ्ट इमीडिएटली, इसमें यूज़ करना है आपने एज सून एज। नेक्स्ट है ही वॉज टू लेट टू कैच द ट्रेन, रिमूव टू यूज़ करना है। द माउंटेन इज़ वेरी हाई, इसमें यूज़ टू, एंड देन ही फिनिशेज होमवर्क एंड पुट अवे हिज बुक्स। एंड नेक्स्ट है शी इज़ अ गुड गर्ल, ये आई पार्ट है, इसमें चेंज इनटू कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंस बनाना है, और शी इज़ अ गुड गर्ल इसमें नेगेटिव सेंटेंस बनाना है। एंड देन डू एज डायरेक्टेड, ही इज़ पुअर, ही इज़ ऑनेस्ट, कंपाउंड सेंटेंस ये रिपीट हो रहा है, इसी तरह अब भी रिपीट हो सकते हैं। उषा इज़ एज टॉल एज रेखा, you are a good person, negative sentence. He left no plan untired, affirmative. Alas, he is no more, assertive sentence. She is so poor that she cannot pay her fee, and then used to. And next, the young man is a great singer, he was sitting next to you, use who. It might rain, it looks like that, use as though. And I reached the station, the train left immediately, use as soon as. I said to him work hard, change the narration. उसके बाद he failed in spite of hard work, complex sentence बनाना है। If you search his pocket you will find the 4 watch, compound, and then he jumped up, he ran away, simple. This box is so heavy that I can't carry it, rewrite with 2. I am as strong as he, comparative degree. She is not so clever as some other girls of the class. Superlative degree, let me be helped please, imperative active voice. And then she said you know me well, indirect, he is very nice, exclamatory. And next, the teacher asked Ravi if he could read that map, interrogative. And next is cinema is a form of commercial art, change into a complex sentence. And then the trunk was too high to be removed, remove to. इसमें यूज़ करना है remove to, he is too weak to walk. And then he left no plan untied, affirmative. It looked as if it were a flower, simple. And then it seemed a risky operation, complex. The teacher said the sun rises in the east, change the narration. The gardener was watering the plants, change the voice. The thief saw the police, he ran away, use no sooner than. Ram reached the station, the train started, use as soon as. स्टूडेंट्स, ये थे आपके मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस, आप इनको बहुत अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर लेना। इसके साथ और भी क्वेश्चंस आपने करने हैं। ये सिर्फ आपको ये बताने के लिए है कि इस तरह का आपका पेपर आता है। काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं, इसमें मैंने जब बनाया इसको देखा तो हो सकता है इसमें से आ जाए, लेकिन गारंटी नहीं है। इसमें आपको हेल्प बहुत हो जाएगी। और बाकी सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के जैसे मैंने डाले हैं उसमें क्वेश्चंस जैसे सोशियोलॉजी है, हिस्ट्री है, पोल साइंस है, तो उसी में से पेपर आना है। पेपर ये मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस बनाते वक्त ये श्योरिटी हो जाती है, लेकिन इसमें ये श्योरिटी नहीं है। इनको आप अच्छे से तैयार करोगे तो काफ़ी इसमें से आ जाएंगे, लेकिन बाकी आपको करना आ जाएगा कि कैसे पेपर करना है। बेस्ट ऑफ लक, मिलते हैं हम अपने अगले वीडियो में।